My father owned a small hardware store. And when you own a hardware store, you sell a little bit of everything. And one day a man called him and said, "We're having an Oktoberfest party. Do you know where I can get hats, Bavarian hats, where I can get some decorations?" And my papa said, "I can help you with that." So he loaded his pickup truck. He went to a carnival dealer and he loaded his pickup truck with all of these things. And I was only about 5 or 6 years old, but I drove with him in the front of the truck. And when we arrived at this man's big estate, he had a marquee the size of Dundee. I've never seen anything. I thought it was a circus. And I went in and I helped my father carry the boxes and so on. And that was my first taste of events. My mother is from New Orleans, Louisiana, which has a great history of social entertaining and so on. And our home was always open to everyone. My mother and father raised about 20, 25 orphans at one time or another, like that young man who made the big donation during the wedding. So we always had people in the house. But I think it was when I was first looking at the neighbors selling lemonade and saying, rather than sell lemonade, what could I do that could make people happier and make more money? And that was putting events on in my backyard. So I began to put on wee little carnivals and festivals and so on. And then I went to college and I orchestrated events as part of the college union. And upon graduating, I had the great fortune of meeting my wife, and we performed. We were performers. And then the people who hired us began asking us, "Can you orchestrate the event? Can you organize, plan the event?" So we began producing events. And then, at the age of 40, as our sons became teenagers, I said, a father shouldn't travel 200 days a year. I ought to be home with my family more often. Sold the business. Thank you. I was lucky to find a buyer. Worked for the man for 2 years, and then realized after the first book had come out that really what I wanted to do was not produce events one at a time, but to impact an entire industry. And I was lucky to get this fellowship to George Washington University and start my new career at the age of 40 in higher education. So careers have many twists and turns, which you'll find, in your lifetime. But it's an old maxim, but I think it's true. You follow your heart by using your head. And that's what I did.